Hey guys, it's Bomb Funk here, and today I'm going to give you some tips on how I have been learning songs. I'm a pretty new guitar learner, I guess you could say. I wouldn't say actually, I'm a beginner guitarist. I've had played guitar a lot previously in the past, but I've only really seriously picked it up in like the last 3 to 6 months since my 9-year-old daughter's been learning, and I wanted to learn along with her, so I could help her as she progresses. So that's really my motivation. But I really love playing songs, and I try and find songs that I love to play to learn. And one of them is Everlong by the Foo Fighters, particularly the acoustic version. And I've found that this guy here, Dave Tran from Guitar Zero to Hero, he is an absolute beast when it comes to instructing. There's a few people out there that are really, really, really good at breaking down songs for beginners or intermediates or whatever, or whoever really. But this guy, I really suggest that you go and check out his channel and subscribe, and check out this lesson because it's really fun to learn this song, and it's pretty reasonably easy. I guess it's not a beginner song, but it's sort of like beginner to intermediate. You should be able to handle this. But what I got stuck with was like the strum. There was two things I got stuck with this song was the strumming pattern. So I had to really like slow it down after I kind of got the idea of the song. I had to really slow it down and work out the strumming pattern. So I actually screenshotted. Oh man, why is that not letting me do this? I'm going to minimize this. Okay, I actually screenshotted the video and I put it into a PDF doc, right? So you got the intro here. So I just found that this was really, really easy for me to do. Now, Dave probably sells a PDF or something of this. So look, if you want it nice and easy, probably buy it off of Dave. But I'm a bit of a tight ass, and I don't really like paying for stuff that I can work out myself, which I suggest you do too. But you know, if buy it from Dave if you can afford it. But yeah, so like working out the strumming pattern. He's marked out the accents here, kind of thing. And he's got the chord progressions here, so that really helps me. In the tablature, and that really helped me work out how to play it. And I kind of put it in the structure of the song, and then I put like the lyrics at the end, right? But going beyond that, I kind of still, it wasn't perfect, this. So going beyond that, what I really wanted to do then was actually write it out. And I actually wrote it out. And I suggest you do this too for any song that you're trying to learn. Like, just, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it has to be something that has to be written out in a way that you will understand it. And if you do this for songs, like cover songs that you're trying to learn, it's going to drastically improve and speed up the way that you learn this song. And you can use your own terminology. You don't have to use anything. I just, what have I done? I've done intro, verse one. And look, I know the chords for the chorus, so I haven't kind of written them down. I know all the chords for this song. I don't need to actually write them. But what I've put in here, like you'll see here, the intro, it goes for two times this pattern, right? And then you got the verse, which is actually the same pattern, right? But then after the first verse, there's a verse gap. So it's the same pattern, but but without any singing. So he Dave Grohl and Dave Tran, they just do this one pattern. All right, so it's one pattern. So because I couldn't remember if it was one pattern or two patterns or whatever. But if you write it down, then you're going to know, right? And then verse two, and then after the verse, like when it says out of her head she sang, you've got one more pattern of that, and then you go into the pre-chorus, which is like the sliding pattern that goes kind of up the neck. And I've written "and I wonder" like for pattern times one. So on that first one, so that's when he sings "I wonder," and I wonder. And then, so yeah, one pattern, and then one pattern of the pre-chorus, and then on the second pattern is actually when you do I want and I wonder, and then when I sing along with you, there's it's basically the same pattern, but at the very end, there's a bit of a transition, and then you go into the chorus. When she sang, uh, you got to promise not to stop when I say when, and she sang. And then you do the verse pattern again, like the intro slash verse pattern once. And then you do the verse 3, which is the same pattern. And then you go to the pre-chorus, and it's exactly the same as what you did here. And then the chorus. And this is kind of where I got stuck, right, in this song, because I would be playing along and I got to this point and I would be like, oh, how many of this intro verse pattern do we do now? Like, do we do it once or twice or whatever? But it's actually only once, and then you go into this epic 5 pattern portion of the song, the final pre-chorus, Dave Tran calls it, where you do the sliding pattern twice, and then on the third one you sing and I wonder, and then you do the pattern again, and then the final pattern, when I sing along with you, and then you go back to the chorus. So it's like the third and the fifth is where you're singing pretty much, which I couldn't remember without writing it out. But now when I'm going to play it, I'm going to play this like for the next 10, 20, 30 times. I'll be reading this and trying to learn the lyrics as well, because the lyrics are a little bit, I mean, they're easy, but it's easy to mess it up because they're so similar, the verses. But yeah, like that, this is pretty much the trickiest part of this song. Like when you go from this, what is it, the second chorus? Yeah, the second chorus into like the final pre-chorus before the last chorus and the finish of the song. But yeah, I know this is pretty long-winded, man, but like this super duper helps me learn songs, and I think it will help you as well. So I really strongly suggest write out your songs, even if you think you know them. It can give you some insight into what you're struggling with, and especially if there's some tricky parts to it, I'd really suggest that you do this. But yeah, shout out Dave Tran. Shout out anybody who loves Foo Fighters, and particularly this song. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.